Hello, my name is Bob Bryant. I'm a graduate of Ohio State University. The question is, can football decide the 2020 election? If so, why is the Big Ten so important? The Big Ten encompasses the battleground states of Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Minnesota. President Trump is rapidly closing the gap with Joe Biden in the swing states. Several weeks ago, I was watching the Big Ten Network. When talking about the Big Ten cancellation decision, I heard an official from the Big Ten say, unfortunately, politics have been involved. He did not elaborate. The Democrats have done everything they can do to shut down the country because they believe they can win the election if the economy is in the tank by election day. I decided to find out if politics were involved. Here are my findings. I will cover the five major conferences. These are the conferences that have no football this fall. The Pac 12 has 10 universities with Democrat governors and 2 universities with a Republican governors. The Pac 10 was the first conference that shut down football. The Big Ten has 8 universities with Democrat governors and 6 universities with Republican governors. The coaches and players begged the commissioner to delay shutting down football this fall until October. He ignored their plea and shut down all 4 sports. Since these 2 conferences shut down sports and the universities, a cheap test result can be had in 5 minutes, and 2 therapeutic drugs have been developed. That's not good enough for Commissioner Kevin Wilson. The Big Ten Conference doesn't want football until the vaccine is available. Biden said Trump caused these universities to shut down their football season. But how can that be when the Pac 12 is dominated by Democrats and the Big Ten is controlled by Democrats? Once again, the Democrats are blaming Republicans for something the Democrats did. Here are the conferences that have football this fall. Southeast Conference has 2 universities in Democrat states and 12 universities in Republican states. The Big 12 has universities in no Democrat states and 10 in Republican states. It appears that the AAC conference is an exception. However, North Carolina is a purple state with 4 ACC schools. There were scientists at Duke and Wake Forest who said it was safe to play football. If these schools voted for football, the vote would be 9-6 for football. It is the Republican states that have opened up college football. This is the case for no football. The coronavirus causes myocarditis, which is an inflammation of the heart. We don't know if myocarditis may have lasting effects. The risk is too great. The health of our student athletes is our greatest concern. Is myocarditis a serious problem? Evidently not. New research establishes a link between coronavirus and myocarditis, or inflammation in the heart. According to the Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Cantillon, myocarditis sounds a lot more severe than it usually is. In fact, many viruses have been linked to myocarditis. Most people who develop the condition continue to be fully functioning, Dr. Cantillon says. That includes working full-time and exercise. Dr. Cantillon said most patients who have myocarditis have a very good quality of life. Wow, 99.98 of 15 to 24-year-olds survive coronavirus infections. This includes all those with predisposing conditions. The number must approach even closer to 100% survival rate of high school and college athletes in top physical condition. It may even be 100% survival rate among athletes in this age group. Here's another report. No deaths under 24. I read that a college student from Florida and another from New Jersey died from coronavirus. Could this have been a mistaken diagnosis or misreporting? I saw a picture of the Florida student who supposedly died of coronavirus, and he certainly didn't look like an athlete. People from northern Michigan protested at the Capitol, saying there weren't many cases in the north and said the northern counties should be opened up. Governor Whitmer criticized the protesters for not practicing social distancing. Here is Governor Whitmer marching with Black Lives Matter. Rules for thee, but not for me. Here is Governor Tom Wolf of Pennsylvania in a 2-hour march with Black Lives Matter. Parents of high school players complained that Democrat Governor Tom Wolf marched with Black Lives Matter, but wouldn't allow their sons to play football. Black Lives Matter was more important to the governor. In defiance of a strong recommendation from the administration of Governor Tom Wolf, the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association declared its intention to continue to plan to sponsor all fall sports, such as football, for thousands of Pennsylvania high school students. Governor Wolf didn't order the schools to close down sports, but gave a strong recommendation to close down the sports this fall. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer ordered the schools to shut down sports. A tale of two states, Michigan and Ohio. Michigan is run by Democrat Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Ohio has Republican Governor Mike DeWine. Both states have excellent football teams with players and coaches who want to play. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer is ruling the state in a dictatorial style. She's shutting down the state for football at all levels. Republican Governor Mike DeWine has opened up the state with football at all levels. Ohio State players feel safer on the football field because of the testing and the protocols in place. Michigan has not had one positive test in 2 months of testing. Democrat activist, Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Wilson said, "We must listen to our young people." But the young athletes have been begging to play sports, and he turned a deaf ear. How do the players and parents feel? Parents have gone to the commissioner's office to demonstrate for their sons to play football. The players on all teams want to play. Many players who haven't proven themselves are in their last year. Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields has proven himself and will likely enter the pros to make millions. Fields realizes how his teammates will suffer. Fields has started a petition with over 250,000 to present to the Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren, whose response was, "The decision will not be revisited." Running back Trey Sermon, a graduate transfer, was most likely going to be replacing the graduating star running back this year. He will have to wait till next year and compete with the consensus number one running back coming in as a freshman next year, as well as the number 4 incoming running back. The consensus Heisman quarterback will not return, so even if Trey Sermon gains the starting running back position, the starting quarterback will not have received one snap in varsity competition, so the offense will not be nearly as effective. Other 4-year players hoping to make an impact in their senior years will be in a similar position. This scenario is played out throughout the Big Ten. Now, any player who does not want to play doesn't have to play. He can sit out a year and play next year and not lose a year of eligibility. The Big Ten commissioner wouldn't wait. The players and coaches begged the commissioner to delay his decision. Since the commissioner's decision, as I said before, the length of time for coronavirus has decreased from a week to 5 minutes. 2 treatments for the coronavirus have been developed. The commissioner said only a vaccine will suffice. Although the decision by Kevin Wilson to shut down the season could be delayed until October, it was only mid-August when the commissioner announced his decision to shut down Big Ten sports for the fall season. The Big Ten decisions are shrouded in secrecy. The commissioner, Kevin Wilson, wouldn't reveal how the individual schools voted or divulge the minutes of the meeting until the University of Nebraska parents forced him to do so with a lawsuit. Steve Deese, a Michigan fan, and his cohort, Aaron McIntyre, an Iowa fan, are experts on Big Ten football and have interesting insights on the Big Ten canceled season. Both are sarcastic and enjoyable. I hope you will watch them. You will learn even more. Thank you for watching.